in blue for me and you, and I say,
who can hate the Ramones, right?
oh, little world, I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright sunny days, dark secret nights, and I think to myself,
So anyway, I always love to start my videos with some kind of music for you guys, because I feel like whatever spirit tells me. Again, disclaimer, I have cats. They're babies. They run around, make noise, and they irritate the out of me, and they will probably irritate you during the video. I apologize. It seems unprofessional. We all have families. My family is driving me crazy and will drive you crazy. Please try to look past that and listen to the music, listen to the message, and don't listen to the cats. They're cats. They're trying to play. Anyway, this message is for my Arians, and it is a wonderful time to bring this video to you, and that is because of the way the planets are aligning. So as I start out every single video, I give you the message from the collective, and I also give you what's to come as far as planets and their alignments, and that's part of my message. And hopefully you will enjoy this part. Then I close it off with the actual reading of my vehicles. I call it my vehicles, my tools. And that's because I like to tie them up with telling you what I see that's coming on a personal level as far as for your sign, and how you can circumvent, how you can get past that. And also, you know, tips and tricks of how to have a better outcome if possible. So here we go. First is the message from the collective. It is a little lengthy. August is going to be a very, very fast-moving year. Again, I apologize for the noise. They want to be downstairs. I put them in the room. I close the door. But Shiva, the male, which is asserting his Saturn energy, and his Mars energy, I guess you could say too, is the male of both of them. And he is, he's learned to open the door. He's learned to open it if he's inside. He's learned to open it if he's outside of the room. So I can't keep him trapped, and I guess I could close him off in the other bedroom, restroom, but that would be cruel. So hopefully you will not mind my babies, you know, running around and making their noise. He's just having fun, and really, planet, humanity, have some fun. Because right now it's pretty rough. So we could take a little bit of their page right now, because everybody's having such a difficult time. So on with the show, as they say. So this started for most of you guys. I started doing the videos yesterday. So we're working on the August 4th through the 5th time frame. And we already went through a full moon, just to let you guys know, and that was an Aquarius. And Aquarius squared with Uranus. Uranus is a planet that wants to move us ahead. That's why this particular month is going to be moving so fast. So Aries, this beginning of the month is going to be a good time for dating, for networking, for meeting people, for seeing how you communicate with the world and how the world communicates back, and seeing how you deal with people or react towards people and how they communicate back towards you, okay? The other thing is, which you don't have to deal with, thankfully, is that Uranus and Taurus are aligned. And Uranus doesn't like Taurus. And Taurus really doesn't like Uranus, because Uranus is trying to level everybody up, trying to push everybody forward in life to obtain, to get, to attract what it is you really want and need in life. Unfortunately, some of our signs like Scorpio, Taurus is the biggest one, Aquarius, and a little bit of on the Sag side is having a little bit of difficulty, but Sagittarius not so much as the other signs, and Taurus is the major boulder that just doesn't want to move. That mountain just doesn't want to move. So if you're looking at people and wondering why are they reacting this way or that way towards me or towards life in general, that's why. It's also talking about Jupiter coming around. So Jupiter came around and is already aligned as of the 4th of this month. So that was a day ago, okay? We're on the 5th now when I'm making this particular video for my Arians. The other thing to know is that there's going to be 3 planets that are aligned and they're squaring each other and squaring Mars, okay? As I always put out a disclaimer, I'm not an astrologer. I do my homework and I combine that with my cards to let you know what's going on so that you can know how to better navigate your own life, okay, and life circumstances. So with that said, Pluto is going to be aligned as well on the 13th, so that's coming into play. And then all together on the 24th of August as well is also going to be Saturn squaring Mars. So towards the end of the month, we're going to have, like, you could say fireworks, a big bang, because Mars is called the red planet for a reason. It's angry, it's volatile, it's all about me, me's, and getting my way. So why I do these readings and why I post these videos is to give you guys an edge, right, on how to manage things. And if you're already one of those cool cats that doesn't need any kind of, you know, I don't need any clues and I don't need any tools, I already know what to do, then good. Then maybe this message is not for you. This is the message for people that are having difficulties or that are interested in why is this happening or why is this going on or why do I see this so much in the world right now. So again, Mars, angry, volatile, hot, cold, calculating, and a lot of conflict. What you have to do is be I can do this no matter what. I can get through this no matter what. This is not going to affect me because I'm not going to allow it to affect me. My Aries are very vocal about everything. They don't have an issue with telling people no. They don't have an issue with giving opinions. Unfortunately, though, they are asking you to calm that part of yourself down for this month because you're going to have a lot of conflict. You will have a lot of conflict because where you're usually, your opinion or your advice is usually like king or queen, you may have people that don't want to hear your opinion or don't want to hear your version of what the truths are. So it might be more than unsettling for them. It might be more like overpowering or overwhelming for them. So you're going to have to tone it down. I'll tell you why in a bit. So again, Mars is squaring with Saturn. Okay, and that's really not a good thing. And we are talking about Pluto now. And Pluto brings along, we already have a warring planet, okay, which is Mars. And then we have Pluto that holds grudges and resentments and grudges that are like, that can last for years, you know, if you let them. So they're asking us to proceed with caution and do look at restrictive patterns. Anything that you feel has made you have to do things this way or that way in your life that maybe are outmolded or no longer serving you. Right now, God, Goddess, the great I am, the universe, the greater power, the engineer of all of this. If I like to look at this as a game, by the way, and the reason I like to look at this almost like the Matrix, but like a game, it's a leveling up, and we can actually decide we don't want to hear all this, and we don't level up, and that's our choice because we are humans and we have free will. But the problem is that if you don't level up, then you just don't level up and you don't get the prize, and that's the way it goes. And we can't complain. And so the other thing is, again, be careful with restrictive patterns, meaning if you feel like you want to do something or you feel like you want to go somewhere and somebody's against that, then you need to think for yourself, but you also have to bow out in a graceful way, right? What does that mean? Give you an example. Let's say that you're in a relationship and it's already outworn itself, it's outgrown, and you really do feel like you've got to move on, then it's time to move on. That's what Uranus is trying to do. If it's a job and you already know that you're looking for another job because you just not getting along with the people there, or you just don't like that job, it sucks. It actually is like with people that you know that, scratching my head, because it's like, the only thing I can tell you is like you wish you had a magic wand to say poof, be gone, because you drive me crazy. So in that aspect, yeah, then it's time to move on. That's what Uranus is here to do. Saturn is here to make you assertive enough to push forward. And Aries is already assertive as it is. It's the most assertive planet, or should I say sign, excuse me, of the zodiac, because it's the first one. So you are number one. But you're also number one in giving your opinion to people. But this time, it's time to accept instruction and not only give instruction, if that makes sense. Sometimes we have to listen with our hearing and not just, yeah, I heard you, yeah, and then just keep it moving. No, stop, look, and listen. You have to actually put yourself in the perspective opinions of other people. How do they view you, or how do they view life? Maybe they're going through something that you're not going through, so maybe you're not putting yourself in their position. That's not good. We have to see all angles. We have to have empathy and sympathy, and not, I'm not saying have pity. I don't pity people. There's people on the street, and I'm going to say this, and people may hate me for this. There's people on the street and they have every limb. They are dressed really good. You can't even tell they're street people. And I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm a woman, and I'm like, I'm not giving you my money. I'm sorry. If I can work 2 jobs, then you can do the same thing to make yourself, to build yourself up. So Aries tends to be that kind of thought pattern person, is like, no, dude, you got everything you need in front of you. Just do it. Get it done. And that's all good and well on the norm. But right now for this month, Aries has to taper down a little bit with their opinions and with their speech and their tone and the way they come across. Okay, so be conservative with your voice. Do not war. Mars is in Leo because it's the sign of Leo right now that we are in. And so, of course, we're going to be more vocal. Leos are gregarious people. They're the life of the party. They're the lion. You know, the lion is the king. So, of course, you know, and then with Mars behind that and then Saturn behind that, it's like, whoa. And then we're also on the 7th through the 8th going to, and even going into the 9th, we're going to be experiencing Venus coming into Cancer, the sign of Cancer. That's a good thing because we'll be more emotional, more sweet, more giving, more kind. When Venus mixes in with any sign, it tends to make it more peaceful, more loving, more giving of themselves. And that's with every single person on the planet. So for a little bit, we get a break for at least a day or 2 with Venus going into Cancer. And with that, it's asking you, what do you want out of life? What do you really want out of life? Do you want this? Do you want that? Is this important to you? Is that no longer important to you? What is it that I value? What is it that I devalue? What do you really want? And then go for that. But don't mistakenly go against what you actually want because you try to please others. You have to actually follow through on what it is you want, because right now is a time of great growth for everyone. The other thing is on the 9th, Leo scores with Chiron. Chiron is a planet that is called the wounded healer. So any healing that needs to go on in your life, anything that you need to change, anything that needs to change because it's outgrown, anything that, you know, you want to propel yourself forward on, that's what you've got to do. Now, on those things, you can be assertive, but just remember that if you need to heal where love is concerned, if you need to heal from childhood traumas, if you need to heal from past relationships, this is a perfect time to do it because Chiron is coming in to help us heal, okay? The other thing is, where can you help others? What kind of advice can you offer to someone that maybe you've already been through something in life, or, you know, a situation that you've already encountered? Where can you be of value to someone else other than yourself is what the universe is asking of you. And also, what advice can you take without, you know, maybe going, I don't need any advice. No, we all need growth. We all need learning at this time period. It is a gimme. There's something to learn at this time, okay? The last 7 months have been just off the chart crazy. It's given a lot of drama to our life. It's given a lot of fear, and that needs to, you know, go away a little bit. But at the same time, we're about to be in a bigger phenomena coming the next 5 months, which will be in another video. So again, Chiron is asking you to share your experiences and also to not only be a guide a way through, but also to listen, to also be a good ear, because Aries is a very good, I'm wanting to give you advice. I'm wanting you to, you know, to give you direction. But this time frame is asking that you also accept direction, that you also take advice, okay? I also like to tell people, you know, things that I learn in life and things that I hear in life that to me matter. And so, you know, this one is for the people that are having problems in relationships, that they've separated, but they're still not feeling themselves or not feeling centered. So I listen a lot to a mystic that's from India. His name is Sadhguru, and I follow him. And he's asking us to take a look at our life, especially for those who have separated from their mates. And they're asking, if you're still in a miserable situation or in your mindset, you're still feeling unrest, uncalm, not balanced, then it's a you thing. It's not really, it was never really them. It was a you thing. So take that how you want. It could be them. It could be you that's miserable, but someone in the relationship is miserable and someone is still not happy in their misery. So there's something that needs to change there. And it's saying, do not allow Pluto to take control and to win the war. Choose your battles. Remember that the one that wins the war wins all the battles along the way, or could even lose the majority of the battles, but then win the ultimate war. And that again has a lot to do with games, you know, video games, because you can level up and then all of a sudden you're on that particular level. Let's call it 10, just because that's what came out of my head. And you lose, and then you've got to go back to level 9 and start level 10 all over again. That's okay. It's a learning experience. So that's a lot like the way life is. It's a learning and growing experience. And so right now, that's what we're talking about, leveling up. Then we're going to have Leo that goes into Virgo towards the end of the month, which is going to give us a lot more calmness. But we still have Mercury mixing in the background with all of this energy. So we're still going to be feeling, you know, towards the end of August, a little unrest. We're not going to feel totally ourselves yet. We're going back to the 7th and the 8th, where again Venus is bringing on more emotions due to the Cancer, right? Cancer alignment. And then we're going to the 7th and the 8th now, where we're talking about the moon that was in Capricorn, which was a very strong and heavy energy that new moon brought with it. And that's why if you feel like you're sluggish, you feel like you can't get anywhere, you feel inertia, you feel like, whoa, my energy's just changed, like I feel like I want to sleep or whatever. That's what's causing it. If you don't feel like you're moving forward as fast as normal, that's what's causing it, is because that new moon brought with it that energy that's really, really heavy. I call it lead, like wearing lead boots or a lead uniform, you know. It just doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're moving forward, but that's the energy of the planets. Mercury, Venus, you know, plus Mars is super intense energy. And due to that, chronic illnesses can become even greater or worse than they already are. So if you have diabetes, for example, make sure that you are taking care of your feet, making sure that you're taking care of your limbs, making sure you're testing your sugar. If you have high blood pressure, you know, hypertension, make sure that you are checking it, that you're regulating it. If you're on oxygen, make sure you're regulating it. Make sure that you are watching everything, okay? If you have migraine headaches, you're probably going to have even worse headaches at this time period. It's a lot of pressure because there's a lot of pushing and pulling in every direction because there's opposing planets. So they all want to win. Okay? The perspective of the collective is to slow down. That means brain-wise. Slow down. Slow down as much as you can. Find time to be by yourself. Find time to just not do anything. And I've been telling people that I match my videos up after I post them with other people that are posting videos similar to mine. And that's how I know I'm on track. So Rick Levine is a wonderful astrologer that's been doing this probably almost as long as I've been on this earth. And he's always on. He's always on. I mean, I can't argue with him, but he's above, you know, he goes over my head. I take what I can from his videos, and then I bring it to you guys in a more layman terms, and then I mix it in with my vehicles, which are my tools. And, yeah, his pretty much his video is saying the same thing, that all of the synergy is going to be very hectic and very heavy, but it's also going to be moving very quickly. So if nothing else, we're going to be saying, oh my God, it's the beginning of August, and all of a sudden we're going to be like, oh my God, it's already September, which is beautiful, wonderful, because the faster this goes away, the better, in my opinion. It's just my meager opinion, okay? And his video was made on the 1st, and my video was put out on the 31st, and you can look to see when I started doing the August videos, okay? Use this time wisely, get as much out and much done as you can, but also think about the future, not just the here and the nows, because a lot of people are stuck in the here's and the nows. The way I've explained it is Uranus is here to push us along, whether very swiftly, or if you're trying to fight it, then a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. So long as you're willing to go with the flow like the water, then you're going to be okay. It's the ones that are fighting like, no, I don't need to change. Nope, nope, no, I'm not moving. Nope, you can't make me. Those are the ones that are going to have a harder time, because you're going to have a lot of issues that are going to come up where you're going to be put like 2 steps back instead of 4 steps forward. So just think about that as you're making your decisions. Make them wisely. So again, you know, you've got to gain your bearings, do your best, keep your emotions in check, heavy energy, slowing down in your mind. Not your life, in your mind. Now, again, Chiron is here as a teacher. So it's teaching us where we're needing healing. Where do we need to be healed? Even as someone like myself or somebody higher, maybe on the food chain, that has been doing this either longer or been on the planet longer than me, they also have to learn how to heal themselves. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it can be done. And we do have to give ourselves a break if we're trying and we don't get it right the first time, but at least we're trying, we're going with the flow. It's the ones that are not going with the flow at all, that refuse to move. Those are the ones that I really feel bad for. Okay, Mercury and Venus. So during the first part of the month, maybe up to this date, maybe up to the 7th, feeling a lot of like bursts of energy, like something exciting is on its way, something is about to happen, but you really don't know what it is. That's because of the way that the new moon came, okay? And we're all having to be asked at this time to, as light workers, somebody that works with energy, somebody that was born into metaphysical, knowing that they had a gift. We're all being asked at this time, especially indigos, that's baby boomers and above, to our wonderful seniors. We're all asked at this time to not be, closed-minded about helping wherever you can help, whether that's in praying for the world, for the planet, praying for your neighbors, praying for your cousins, praying for your family, praying for your spouses, praying for your dogs and cats, praying for the birds outside, for the animals, praying that COVID gets to be under control. Whatever it is, light workers are being asked to do, and not sit. It's not a time for resting. Okay? They want you to look to open your eyes and see, not with these eyes, but with your subconscious, and almost in an unconscious way. So the knowing without knowing, the being without being. If that's over your head, what I mean is, again, putting yourself in somebody else's position, not just always thinking about your own situation and what you want and what's best for you, but what's beneficial for everybody. And that's how we're going to get through COVID. And that's how we're going to get through this period, not only of August, but through the next 5 months, which are going to be really radical and off the chain. So not going to be we're not going to be happy, joy. So I'm trying to put these videos together to give you guys guidance. So they're wanting us to see with the third eye. And I keep saying a cone because in my experience, what I had about 2 weeks back was I was meditating in this. I could just see this bright cone coming out of my third eye. And I was like, yes, I'm finally projecting. And that's what I need to do. We need to project what we want and what we need to attract, because we're only going to attract what we're sending out. If we're sending out negative or confused signals, that's what we're going to get to. Okay? So I'm sorry to have to give you that news, but that's just the way it is. Don't go backwards, go forwards. And then they're saying Pluto is here also. The planet Pluto is here also to show you who your enemies are. Who are your frenemies? And again, you can go backwards or you can go forward. That's going to be your choice. That's going to be your choice. Nobody can tell you what to do. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I'm back. So what I wanted to do is move forward. So from the 12th and the 13th. Yes, I'm going to say it. From the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, all the way through to the 18th. 7 days. This is what we can experience or expect that we're going to be experiencing as the sun goes into Mercury, and it doesn't work well together because the sun and Leo are together. And really, the sun represents Leo and Leo represents the sun. So that's the king fighting with Mars. So we have a battle, big time. So then we also have them coming together, which creates irritations, discord, words that get mixed up, intentions that get mixed up, feelings that get hurt, words that don't come out right, people saying things and it being misconstrued, or maybe people actually saying things just because they don't think before they speak. That's why we're warning people. And Venus is going into Uranus to make you aware and to be more loving and be more kind and be more receptive with your words. Even if the people are wrong and you're dead on right, they are asking you to please know that this is an explosive period for the month of August, okay? So a whole week of the planet experiencing as a whole what I call PMS, premenstrual syndrome. For those men out there that are not aware of that, that's a term, that's a medical term for women when we are on our menses, our monthly. Then the planet being on the monthly is like volcano eruptions and earthquakes and thunder and lightning, and Gaia just not having it. Okay, we're just not having it. Bye, Linda. Bye, Felicia. So it's going to be very volatile, very angry, but they're asking you not to give into it, not to allow other people to press your buttons, allow others to express their anger if they want to, so long as it doesn't, as long as they don't touch you and they're not in a physical sense, coming into your safe space. Language, speak your language wisely. Allow others to express themselves, even if it is in anger or an explosive way, as long as it doesn't become confrontational in a way that is physical or anything. Allow them to explode and implode. Allow them to crescendo and let them get it out, because it's the planets that are aligned that are causing all this chaos. And maybe they normally wouldn't react that way, but it's making all of us. I've literally had to ask, well, what does this mean? I asked that today because I have someone at work being very patient with me, very kind and very loving and guiding me in a beautiful way, while other people that are higher ups, that I call them higher than this person, are not taking into consideration that I'm new at my job and that it's overwhelming. So my words may not come out with honey and with sweetness, because I'm perplexed as to why they don't get that I'm new. They're treating me like I've been there a year or two or whatever, and I'm supposed to know how to do all of this, and why aren't you doing it right? So in my mind, I'm like, dude, back off and give me the tools, and then you can complain that I don't do it right, but don't complain before you give me the tools. So things like that, as an example, are things that are happening that we just have to kind of go with it. And so don't expect people to be bright and shiny like that crazy movie that all the bright and shinies came out of the bus and they were all smiling, and you're like, oh, because, usually not every single person that you meet is smiling from ear to ear, like, No, usually people have different reactions. But the thing to take away from all of this is that, people are going to react the way they're going to react to either situations, react to things that come about, and you're just going to have to just brush it off, take it with a grain of salt, and let it go, let it go, let it go. So, nonetheless, they are saying that when Saturn came into Leo together, this new moon that was Capricorn moon, which was very strong to begin with, sign of the ram, whoa, bang. So this is a test. You're being tested. We're being tested as a planet, as a whole, as humanity. This is a test that you can't cram for. And I've been telling people, I'm one of those crammers that, yeah, I'll read and I'll do my homework, but my majority of the work that I do right before an exam is I cram, because I'm so afraid I'm going to forget everything that I usually leave everything to the end so it's fresh in my mind and I can just regurgitate. But they're saying we can't cram this time around. You either do the homework or you don't. You either graduate or you don't. There's no in-betweens. There's no gray area here. And they want us to know that as a humanity, and as a planet. The star Regulus, which I haven't researched how it's going to work into all of this, come to play into all of this. But the star Regulus is also coming into view with Venus. So I'm not exactly sure. I'll do some research on that, just strictly for myself, because I'd like to know how it's going to impact us in general. Right around the 18th, 19th. Then, thank you, God, Goddess. On the 19th, Leo leaves and Virgo comes in. So then we start to see a little bit more sense of stability and earthiness. The energy starts changing a little bit, and then it becomes a little bit more workable, okay? The 25th through the 27th, they're telling us Venus is trining through Neptune, so emotions are opposing each other. So even if we don't mean to be ugly to one another this whole month, there's going to be a lot of discord, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to misconstrue things that really people are not going to be meaning it this way or that way, or a lot of irritations because we feel like people aren't getting us, And so we just need to all keep in mind, take it with a grain of salt. Just take it with a grain of salt, because Venus trining through Neptune, and then Neptune is going to be opposing Scorpio, the Scorpio moon, which is coming at the end of the month. And so they're saying that we've never experienced the things that are happening at this lifetime, you know, our lifetime before now, which is the truth. But they're likening all of these things that have happened in the last 7 months to when Nostradamus was around, when the time of the Civil War in America was around, when the time of when the Holocaust was occurring, and when the, you know, Spanish plague was around in 1911. So all of those things were not positive. They were not positive, obviously. We know that commonsensically. So if all of those things were negatives, then obviously we can see that a revolution of some kind is trying to take place at this time frame. And those are good things. But what's not good things are all the rioting, which, again, I'm trying to be a conduit, a guide, a way through to give instruction on how to get through this next 5 months, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. But after December, going into January, we're going to see a lot more calmness. And that's why we as a planet, as brothers, sisters, whatever you want to see each other as, family, as humanity, have to stick together and have to do our part. Okay? Let me see here. So, yeah. It says, do not spend time on what you do not need. Pleasure, emotions, fantasy. If that's all that you're working with right now, that is not a good thing. I'm not saying pleasure is not good, like sex. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that playing games or playing golf or doing things like that is not good. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about when you're doing that and nothing else. That is not good, because you're spending too much time on the external and you're not working internally on yourself to level up. Okay? So they're saying, please work more on the reality of the way things are versus in living in a, you know, virtual reality where you're kind of zoning out and not really being part of the world and part of spending time with the world. Now, if you're spending time with others online, and you're trying to, because of COVID, trying to interact with others, and you're giving of yourself in that way, that's okay. That's good. I'm talking about the ones that sit in a room, lock themselves up, and don't talk to anybody. Don't interact with the world at all. And they could do that for 24/7, and they could care less of who is out there in reality. If you're really interacting with people on a human level, that's different. I'm talking about the people that all they do is go to work and come home, and they don't want to talk to anybody. They spend no time with nobody, no real person. That's what I'm talking to. Okay, and then the other thing that they're talking about is, this is a beautiful time for growth, and that's why it's hard, because let's go back to the gamers. Let's go back to the runners, you know, racers, right? Car racing, you know. All those people, athletes, someone who's a race car driver, a gamer that really is a pro, poker players that are pros, right? Pool, you know, billiards. You have a gift, right? That you have obtained because you kept at your craft. You kept at it and you learned something. That's fine. That's a form of leveling up. Each time that you learned a new trick or a new tool or a new a way of maybe, okay, I'm not going to make that same mistake or that same move next time. Even in chess is a good example. You learn to master. That's what they're trying to tell us right now. It's not just mastering games, etc., but mastering your life, mastering how you go through life, mastering manifestation of monies, of good jobs, careers, of how you don't have to struggle, where the rent's coming from, where's my car payment coming from, how am I going to pay for the bills. That's what they're trying to do, is push us forward as all of the human race. So not only people like myself are getting these gifts at this time, but everybody's getting the ability, having the ability to have these gifts at this time. And since we're all born psychic, then everybody has a sense of awareness that they didn't normally have before. The veil is very thin, so maybe people are coming in the shop that I work at night and saying, "Oh my God, I think I'm going crazy because I can see things, I can do things, I hear things, I'm seeing things that I don't normally see. What am I? Who am I?" So they suddenly think they're God. No, you're not God. You're not Goddess. We're all forms and pieces of them because we're all energy. And so as energy, we're all a mixture of everything that's around us and nothing all at once. Anybody who's learned physics knows that. But we are being given the opportunity to be part of all of this. Things that are coming around towards the end of the month is hidden truths. Truths and ideas that maybe we're not able to communicate prior, that are going to be communicated either to you or you to others. Feeling passions and feeling, part of community is a good thing. The other thing is they're saying that you feel at this time frame during August like you're part of a puzzle piece and you don't know quite how you fit into all of the scheme of this stuff. So they're saying you're being forced to rebirth as a new human being. It's almost like the way that the Christians say that they're born again. That kind of concept where you're being given a chance to change something about yourself that really does need to be changed, to aspire to greater heights for yourself, for those around you, for those you love, for what you hold dear to you. And they're saying 5 more months and you can do it. You've made it this far. 5 more months is not that bad, Aries. But they are telling us it's better than 9 months. And I've been telling everybody this because 9 months is the gestation for a human being to come out of the womb. And then you got to breathe on your own and do everything on your own now. So they've been coddling us for years. This change started back in 2008 and was really heavy through 2012, and then it's really hit us super hard because we weren't willing to level up on our own. So now they're forcing it. They're forcing it, and I feel it very hard, very, 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 very much so. So with that said, I know that was long-winded. That was 42 minutes of speaking. Aries, what can Aries expect for August? What do you want Aries to know that's coming for August? Please give us some clues on how to manage August for Aries, for the sign of Aries. What's coming love-wise in August for Aries? What is coming love-wise in August for my Arians? What is coming love-wise in August for my Aries? What is coming love-wise in August for my Aries? The other thing is I'm using the Thoth deck that I just got. Aleister Crowley, this was fashioned after him. Whomever took over his legacy, like Prince, somebody took over all of that. Michael Jackson, somebody's still running all of that, obviously, or they wouldn't be putting things out after they're long gone. So it's fashioned and formed after Aleister Crowley. Great magician, but nothing but dark came out of him towards the end. And so because of that, I follow with caution. Try to be a balance because in nature and creation, there's always going to be good and bad, negative and positive, black and white, like certain people call it. Yin and yang. They can't exist. One can't exist without the other. So what do Aries needs to know? And the last thing I want to tell you before I start this portion of the reading is that because you are a very vocal sign, you will have to watch what you say more than any sign at this period for August. So please make sure that you do understand. It's not that you don't have knowledge. It's not that your input is not important. It's that people are not going to take it the way that you mean it this time period. Keep that in mind. They finally found their box. I'm glad. Now I can do my work over here. So I'm going to leave Toph for the end. So the part that I'm going to do right now is what they need to tell you about your love. Ooh. Justice. So how does justice come into play into a relationship? You can be just with one another. You can be just if you're going through a divorce. But there's a lot of balance in a relationship right now for you. That's very good. A lot of bravery. But whatever you were not facing in reference to a relationship, that's done. You need to face it now. Whatever you're not facing or haven't faced in a relationship, that's done. See the way that tower moment is happening right there? It's done. You need to face that reality and walk away. Knight of Wands. So lots of messages are coming in. Like I said, they're playing with their box. You have the key, Aries. You have the key. If you look, there's a box and there's a key. There's a key. So you've always had the key to move on and move forward and do what you need to do for yourself. If you don't want to, that's a whole different ballgame. Universe does not. The universe forces us. God does not. God, Goddess does not. That's where free will comes in. But that doesn't mean that you're not feeling the ouchies of not doing what's right or what you should already have left behind. The Knight of Cups, which is a very loving energy. So you have somebody that loves you in your life. The Queen of Cups, a very loving person. For those that are male, very loving female. For those that are female, a very loving male energy coming into your life with lots of love, lots of compassion, lots of emotion. This person needs you in some way, the Six of Pentacles. So they need you in some way. Be loving, be kind, be giving if you can. Again, this time frame is asking us to offer up what we can, not only an experience, but of ourselves, if that's what we want to do. The King of Wands. So that could be representative of yourself. That could be representative of somebody that you know, a father figure. Somebody that's wise, somebody that's coming in with answers, and that's a good thing. The King of Pentacles. So money is either coming to you or it's in relation to this relationship that we're talking about. But money is very good at this time for you. So those are all good things as well. Oh! I don't know how. They got stuck together. The cards got stuck together and I hadn't even put the other card down. And I had not even put the other card down. Yet this card that I had already put down was in my hand. I don't know how that happened since I had already put this card down and explained what the Six of Cups meant to you guys and for you guys. And all of a sudden, I was about to put this card down and I said, oh, because it was in my hand. The other card was in my hand. That's very interesting. So it's a very magical time for you guys. That means you can manifest what you need and what you want. Seven of Wands. You finding that balance that you need. You know, you need shelter. Others need shelter. Somebody needs shelter. Giving, getting, hiding away from the storm. But really, you don't have to hide. There's no reason to hide. It's funny. This has fish on it with wings. So you will have what you need when you need it. People, if you feel like you're helping someone, puts you in a predicament. No. Look at the beaver. They're able to carry, they're able to move things forward. And then there's fish, which to me is not only fish in Asian cultures signifies prosperity and abundance and good luck. And also wings, so rising above things. And also the beaver. These crazy creatures dam up water. Water cuts through everything. But these little creatures find a way to stop water. Think about how powerful you are. That you can stop water. Okay? So whoever it is that may need something from you this month, be loving, be kind. If you can give to them, then do it, because it looks like somebody around you is going to need your help. Okay, moving on to what advice they can give you for the month of August. Personal advice. Something that hasn't happened, that is a decision that you are trying to make right now for yourself in your life. Okay? It's concerning friends, family members. And so that's what they're talking about right now. 1 second. I apologize. I'm literally going to stand up this time. I'm not going to stop it. Get yourself out of the cards. Unless you're about to do a reading yourself, you have no reason to be inside of those cards, young lady. You guys are really trying me. Okay, guys, I apologize. They literally were in the cards. And yeah, I have a lot of decks. They were literally inside the cards. If they're going to make money for me, then hey, like I told a friend, I'm going to buy them a French little uniform. They better get to dusting or doing something to earn their keep, because right now they're just being little nuisances. So a friend looks like making a decision concerning a friend in reference to money. And you have pretty good money coming to you, so that's a good thing. It's always a plus. Bonds strengthening with someone. Strengthening of bonds with someone. So it could be a friend, it could be, a loved one, a significant other, the magician. Whatever you're trying to do right now, whatever you're trying to create or manifest in the world right now, you're doing a good job. So Aries, good job. Nice stuff. Making sure that everything is balanced, okay? That's your perspective right now of the world, of your inner world. You're trying to make sure everything is balanced. But this card is not about balance. This card is actually about something coming to an end. So while you're trying to create balance in everything that's in your life, this reading has been telling you there's something that should be ending, and you're trying to create balance all the way around, and it's not going to happen. It's not meant to be. You're not meant to have everything in a balance. Like I said, if it's a job that's already, you're to your tether and that's it, you're to that last thread, find another job, let it go. If it's a relationship and you know it's done, you know what? Move away from that. Let it go. Let it end. Because you're holding on to things, trying to be everything for everyone. Excuse me. Stop. Behave yourselves. You're causing havoc. Stop it. They're acting like Mars. Sorry. And that is the energy of this month. So again, it's only going to create more heartache in the end if you just keep continuously trying to remain in balance in something you're trying to keep that's not worth keeping to begin with, and it's not making you happy, and you're not really a part of it anymore, but you're trying to keep it. It might be because of finances, because this is a card of finances. So it might be because you're trying your hardest to stay in a relationship because you feel obligations, or it might be something that you actually have monetary obligations to, that you're feeling like, oh my God, if I don't help them, if I don't stay with them, they're going to drown. No, you have a new beginning in life in general. So new beginnings could be in work, new beginnings could be in partnerships, new beginnings can be in relationships. You have a new beginning. So I would take that as a sign that whatever you're doing right now is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're not destined to stay where you are or stay put. You should be moving on. You should be moving forward. After all, like I said, Chiron is here as a teacher and the wounded healer themselves. That planet is here to teach us how to move forward in life and to get ahead. So the Hierophant, which could be marriage or law, and family. That's what's important to you right now for these two decks. Now for the top deck, let's see where the endings are in reference to how this ends. And I just think they're so beautiful. This almost reminds me of the Rosicrucian. I'm not going to say it right. There's certain words that my Latin tongue just doesn't want to roll with. Rosicrucian. Okay, Rosicrucian is a religion of sorts, and you guys can look that up. I'm not going to bring that up. That's another ball game. But what I love about these cards is that they're really different than anything I've experienced card-wise before. It's almost like a flag, right? It's almost like a flag of a country. Anyway, let's see. Moving on. Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands. Wow. So wands in general are lots of messages. Look how playfully that tiger is able to play with that energy. So this is a lot of flowing. That energy flows really well for you and with you. Let's see if I can see these cards without my glasses. They give off a lot of glare. Seems like you feel blocked, or you feel strangely pulled by an energy of having to stay involved in something that is not really your bag anymore, for lack of a better term. Feels like you're not quite in, but like the Devil card, that's what it represents, is like feeling tied and bound, feeling pulled towards something that no longer serves you, but you're feeling like you can't quite get out of it, like an entanglement. Darn cats. This is the Knight of Discs. So this is representative of money, but it's also telling me that if you stay in the same situation that you're in, your money stops flowing as well as it was before. For some reason, it starts going really slow. Okay. Wow. I'm trying, guys, because I can't see normally without my glasses. I think I'm going to need my glasses for this one. The print is pretty big, but it's dark in here since it is nighttime. Oh, what a beautiful card. Virtue. This could be you having virtue. This could be other people in your life, or a person, significant person in your life having a lot of virtue. But since this is the Three of Wands, this is a new beginning. That's, you know what I keep seeing throughout your reading in general, and you can look at all the other readings that I've done on all the other signs, and you can see that there's not a similarity, because everybody's going to be different as far as what they're going through. And it seems like your cards are really telling you that it's time for a change, and it seems like this change is upon you, and it's coming in a very beautiful, loving energy towards you. So that's going to be your choice. And this is a new deck to me, so if I pause and look things up, please forgive me, but I'm wanting to make sure that I don't just, off the cuff tell you guys what I think, because I'm so used to reading. I've been doing this for 25 years, that every deck is going to have something a little bit different about it, because of the creator of the deck is going to put something that's of significance into the deck that is meant to mean something. But look at that, the inner and the outer worlds, the inner and the outer spirit, the avatar, but yet the driver who is in the seat, who's really in the seat, who's really driving this vehicle. And it's funny because I usually use the term tools for my cards, my crystals, etc. But today I've used the term driver. And It's funny because I normally don't use that term. For this card, it's saying a final decision concerning something from your past. Your new current for the future always represents the taking of a definite step. So I've already been telling you guys, and you saw me shuffling, I'm not pulling this out of the air. This is representative of change. Change is they're trying to bring you a new life. And it's going to be your choice whether you want to take and accept or you want to decline, because free will. Oh my gosh. The Two of Cups. And they're calling this one luxury, which, yes, when your cups are filled, yeah, it's going to bring you luxury, of course. But when two energies are also flowing on the same I believe the term is precipice. Can't, for some reason tonight I just can't pronounce and enunciate correctly. When you're meshing together with an energy other than yourself, you're vibing. That's the layman term. When you're vibing so well that you can feel love, you can feel compassion, you can feel that energy that feels like the affinity towards somebody. Things flow, money flows, because you're flowing in the same rhythm and direction and not opposing that direction, if that makes sense. However, they are asking you to have valor. And the funny thing is, in the other videos I made, I mentioned that during this time frame, we're going to have a lot of courage to level up. And the core of leveling up in Spanish is corazón. Or coraje even, right? And that the root term of courage is heart, to have heart. So in order for all these beautiful changes to take place for you, you're going to have a lot of valor, a lot of courage to make them come to pass. Having prudence in your decision making, yes, it's a good thing. If you're trying to make a decision and you're having too much prudence, meaning you don't make a decision for lack of not wanting to have that change come to pass because you feel like someone may be left behind or left out, then you're not really making a decision and you're being overly cautious. But if you're being prudent to the point of not wanting to hurt people and making those changes gradually to where you're going into your new life, then that's a good thing. And of course, I keep saying and saying and saying, we have the right to not move forward, but then don't complain when things don't go your way. This is the Princess of Cups. So you have someone around you, and this is not for male or female. This is not gender specific. So you have someone around you that's very much of the Queen of Cups, the Princess of Cups energy, which is very loving, very kind, very giving, lots of emotional receptivity. And so they're telling you that you are having a beautiful experience with someone right now, male or female, not gender specific. So I would go with that. I would go with that change if this was my reading. However, because it's not my reading, I'm just a conduit, I'm just a vessel, I'm just a way through, and I'm just here to give you the message. So the ending card here for this message is, like I said, decisions, decisions, decisions. The Lovers. So the Lovers card to me has never really, I mean, in certain instances, it does mean that you're in love with someone or that, you know, you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. But what it really means is choice. You have choices that you have to make. You have choices in general. You have maybe more than one person that wants your attention or that wants to be in your life. And it's time to make that choice, is what the ending card is signifying for you from the Thoth deck. So, my friends, my Arians, I hope you liked this reading. I hope that it gave you a lot to think about, that it gave you food for thought, that it was enticing in the form of information and thought-provoking. But I also hope that it gave you some tools to further drive your vehicles, your avatars. And again, you know, we can choose to level up, or we can choose to stay small, or complacent is another term. If we're content where we are, and we really, really are content, Goddess is not going to force us to move, but they are going to just leave us where we are, and we're not going to get anywhere further along the food chain than we already are. It's just not going to happen. So I love this movie, and this movie signifies a lot to me of what leveling up is, because it has been the closest thing that I can find to signify or to show what I mean by leveling up. Why do I say that? That's been because of the fact that in my experience, in my life, I've experienced, you know, things that were very similar to this. And so, like I said, you know, watch this along with me, and then I'll explain what I mean.
There can be only one.
So guys, you know, the quickening, that's what it's called in the Highlander, the movie The Highlander. That's the original movie, not the series. So when they, it's different than what we're experiencing, because we don't have to go out and kill each other in order to obtain. Other people do that. That's another series that we can't talk about right now, because we're not talking about negatives. But what we are talking about is that some people can experience leveling up as a very profound quickening. You know, you can experience, you know, this just intense energy that's surging through you, like as if you had stuck your hand in a socket, you know, electrical socket, or like you took an amphetamine, or you literally took speed, or you took, you know, acid, or you're on a trip, you know, or you can feel super tired and drained, you know, after the download. Or it can be profound like that for some people. It's like I explained in the other videos. If somebody with their voice so high-pitched that it's actually called a whistle, can literally, whether it's a high soprano or a high tenor, can break crystal, then yeah, why can't your awakening be as profound? So it can happen. And usually they're masters that can do things like that. I've even seen Tibetan monks walk on water. Maybe they don't do it for like long periods, but they can literally walk on water. They tread on water. I'm a Reiki master, for example. I'm a Reiki sensei. And I've seen Reiki senseis on YouTube literally with their energy starting a fire with no rock, no little stick, no match, no nothing. Just using their own energy, and they can start fires. So it can happen. It just depends on how awakened you are. How profound are you willing for your awakening to occur. Do you want to level up? Do you want to graduate? Or do you want to stay small? The universe is giving everybody this opportunity, not just certain people that are special. So anyway, I hope you liked this video, and I hope you understood what I meant about leveling up. It's going to be an experience for everybody that's going to experience it differently. Some people are going to feel a lot of headaches because their third eye is trying to open. Some people are going to feel problems with their eyes because, again, their third eye is trying to open, and they're trying to tell us, stop trying to see with these eyes. This is not limitless. This one is. Crystalline, change your diet also. If you're somebody that eats a lot of heavy meats, like red meats, anything, oh my God, I was made to, at least for this next few months, I am being made to stay away from beef. I love beef. I just realized I gave up barbacoa, guisada, fajitas. But it's something I'm willing to do because I want to level up. I want to go with the energy. I want to go with the flow. I want to get what I'm supposed to get. I want to get my boons. Those are my gifts that the universe has for me, and I'm ready to receive them. Is it going to be hard? Is it going to be tough? Yeah. Even somebody like me that has, more answers than maybe the normal people that walk around that maybe are still half asleep, it's still going to be hard for me. But I'm still willing to do it because it's a positive. So why not? Why not? What's better? What is the better alternative? Staying in COVID? Staying in fear? No. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I'm leaving you with this song because I really, really love this song. And first from Louis Armstrong, right? I think they play it better. Who cannot love the Ramones? I love you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to hit my 1,000 mark. And if you liked the video, nobody has to know it was you. Just hit the like button. Thank you. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy your days. And mostly, love somebody for real. With all your heart and all your being. Ciao.